2, 3, 4, 5.
On June 3rd, 1998, I was born. Up until my research, I have never known June 3rd as being anything besides the fun day that I got to celebrate my birthday. June 3rd serves as an important day for many big American history events. Without the events that happened June 3rd, our country would not be where it is today in terms of civil rights and space exploration. After hearing my speech, I hope that you too may value June 3rd as an important day in history. First, let's dig into space exploration. On June 3rd, 1965, Edward White became the first American to walk into space. This occurred on the Gemini 4 mission. The walk started over the Pacific Ocean and ended near Hawaii, lasting almost 23 minutes. He was tethered to the spacecraft by a rope and used a handheld gun to move. There were some technical difficulties with the handheld gun. According to NASA.gov, after the first 3 minutes the fuel ran out and White maneuvered by twisting his body and pulling on the tether. Not exactly something you want to happen in space, but all is well that ends well for White. He still became the first American to walk in space. Around 4 years later, the first man landed on the moon. Without Edward White walking in space, who knows if we would have been able to advance to that point. Now let's talk about an important movement in civil rights. Irene Morgan was a strong-headed woman. Almost 11 years before Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, Irene Morgan did the same. Irene Morgan was coming home to Virginia from visiting her mother in Maryland. The bus she was riding was very crowded when 2 white passengers walked on. The bus driver asked Morgan to move her seat, but she refused. Because she refused, she was driven to jail and given a warrant for her arrest. Irene Morgan took the warrant and threw it out the window. It was quite the fight to get her off the bus. When taken to court, Irene Morgan did plead guilty for resisting arrest, but she did not plead guilty for resisting segregation rules. Eventually, this case was brought into the Supreme Court, where the court had decided the state laws could be in place on a bus that was moving from state to state. According to encyclopediavirginia.org, on June 3rd, 1946, the Supreme Court ruled for Morgan, striking down on other states that mandated segregation on interstate passenger travel. June 3rd, 1946 was a big day for civil rights because that's the day that the Supreme Court had the back of those going against segregation. The civil rights accomplished on June 3rd do not stop there. Let's move on and talk about a courageous black man who did not let anyone stop him from his dreams. Commander Wesley Brown became the first black Naval Academy graduate on June 3rd, 1949. Before Wesley, 5 other black men were admitted, but none of them made it through due to the extreme levels of racism that they faced. Brown faced a lot of racism himself. There was a lot of discrimination at the academy. People taunted him with racial slurs, and he was hazed by the white candidates. Often he sat alone in the cafeteria. Many of the white students there did not want to see Brown succeed and wanted him out. According to blackamerica.web, they wanted to do everything in their power to have him thrown out of the academy. Brown considered quitting many times, but white upperclassmen helped him to make sure that he would graduate. Among those was future President Jimmy Carter. So as we know, Brown graduated and was commissioned a naval officer. He graduated 370th from a class of 800. Brown helped break color barriers in the military and allow free chance and success for everybody. The Naval Academy dedicated a $50 million track in his memory. Wesley Brown destroyed the racial barriers that had been put up on June 3rd. Although it would be nice to think that June 3rd's sole purpose was to celebrate my birthday, hopefully this speech proves elsewise. Very moving moments in history occurred June 3rd. If the events that occurred June 3rd would have never existed, the world would be a very different place from where it is today. America's space exploration may not be nearly anywhere as advanced today if Edward White wouldn't have been the first man to walk in space. The land of the free may not be so free for everyone if Irene Morgan and Wesley Brown would have stepped down and surrendered to the brutal racism that they are facing. June 3rd has definitely made its mark in history.